out here with old Trouble Pants, trying to get him to understand how to flip into the heel position, something I haven't really been working on with him. A couple of things I'm noticing right away. It's very slow to get into those positions. I have used food a couple times, and I really don't want to. And I'm not using any leash pressure to help him figure out right now, at least. So I'm using the toy as a lure, which I've never done before. One of the big reasons why I don't like using food, because it's really hard to fade away from. And as I was using food with him already, I can see that it's causing him to become very handsy. And the fading away process of that is just more work than I'm willing to put in. And in fact, he won't work for the food while we're out here, because he understands that out here is ball time. Using the ball as the lure, again, which I've never done before, we'll see how hard it is to fade away from it. I mean, I guarantee once I start incorporating a little bit of pressure of the leash or the e-collar, he's going to start understanding a little bit better. And I'm going to reward that because that was voluntary, and I try my hardest to allow them to figure out all this stuff on their own. But there's just some things that might be, again, more work than it's actually worth. So incorporating your influence when you need to, definitely beneficial. That was nice. I'm glad he just came back in. Again, when I see stuff like that, he didn't complete the behavior of sitting, and that's okay right now. There's different segments to behavior, right? So flipping in is part of it, sitting is a part of it, coming to me is a part of it. So all those things can be rewarded individually and then just pieced together once they have a better understanding of what it is I'm actually looking for from them. We'll see how this goes again. Out. So you got that shepherd brain going on where he just wants to freeze. Just thinking about it too much. When it comes to his obedience, I just want it to be reactive. I don't want him to think about getting into the obedience too much, because then you encounter things like that, especially with a shepherd, where they're just gonna sit there and lock up and do what shepherds do. Out. Sit. Sit. Yes. We'll see how this goes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The great thing about having your own dogs and mess around with stuff. Out. And if I have to go back and clean stuff up, that's just the beauty of dog training. Yes. Getting into it a little bit quicker. Out. But I'm able to take the toy away out of his line of sight, so he's not keyed up on like my left hand when I'm trying to lure him in there. If I try to take that left hand away, he's like, let me go back into the left hand because there's something there. Now, that's not to say that I won't tell him to ignore that level of distraction, but here, while I'm teaching him stuff, I want to be as fair and as simple as possible. What's gonna work best for me? What's gonna take the least amount of effort, right? So when I lure him with food in the left hand, I have food in my right hand, so he starts ignoring the distraction over on the left. I can take the toy away, and because I've established the foundation of even if the toy is in my right hand, you ignore it, that's gonna work way better, you know? For our system, it depends on how you lay the foundation. If your foundation is laid with food and you've done countless reps of having food in your left hand and rewarding with your right, or you know, indirect rewards or whatever it might be for ignoring the distraction, then that's the avenue you should take. But for me, I don't do that right now because I don't want to go through that process. And once I start incorporating distraction, that's probably in the part or the phase of my training where I'm going to start incorporating a little bit of communication that you're making a mistake within the context, which also means I'm probably conditioning or already conditioned the specific command. But here I'm not commanding anything. I started commanding heel a little bit as we're moving forward, but moving forward on command of heel and recalling on command of heel are two separate behaviors in the dog's mind. They're not all the same thing. So it comes back to dissecting different segments of the behavior and then starting to piece them together as you move along. Up. Up. Yes. Woo. Now here with the ball, I can run through as many reps as I really need to. With the food, I was only able to get, you know, 3 or 4 solid reps before. So you'd be like, okay, where else can I get food on the ground? Because sometimes I make mistakes of dropping it, which is another reason why I don't like using food. Seems to be a signal to him. That's funny. Yes. But he is, with the food, he's quicker on getting into that sit position. So I don't know. I might go back and still use some food for it to get it a little bit snappier. I'm hoping I can just clean up the snappiness with the toy, because I want my behavior to be real snappy. With very minimal handler influence. I want to be able to stay statue still and my dog go right into it on that first verbal. Which again, another reason why I don't like luring is because they're keying up too much on your movement, which is okay in some regards, but not every single one. To get into, right, if I'm down and doing all this stuff and turning and all that nonsense to get my dog real snappy into the position, does your dog really know it without that? I don't think so. Are you over it? I think that's good. Then we go into some throwing the ball.